Quite frankly, it's almost a meme at this point. It seems that every time a new space game comes out, there are some people who are very eager to deem it a Star Citizen killer. We've heard it with Starfield, of course, we've heard it with Star Wars Outlaws, we've heard it with Everspace 2, hell, we've even heard it with Spaceborne 2, and of course, reality very quickly kicks in, as these are not Star Citizen killers at all. In fact, I, for one, believe that Star Citizen will live forever, and I will tell you why only after talking about this month's giveaway, which is a Drake Vulture Best in Show edition brought to you by my generous Patreons and YouTube members, whom I thank a lot for supporting this channel. To enter is very simple. You can subscribe and answer the question I'll ask during the video. 10 comments will be picked for the lucky draw, or you can become a Patreon or YouTube member and automatically register by entering your name on Discord, and that's it. So, why do I think that Star Citizen will never die? Well, it's actually very simple, and I will not waste further time by going straight to the point right now. It's not because players will never abandon the game to play something else. It's not because Clan Imperial Games may declare bankruptcy one day, or it's not because the studio could one day close the game servers. No. The one thing that will grant Star Citizen the privilege to never fall into oblivion will be something that very few games have even had in the entire history of the video gaming industry, and that is a legacy. Let me explain. So, first, I think that it's only proper to mention that the one accomplishment that's pretty much on everyone's lips when it comes to talking about Star Citizen, and that's the fact that it is the second most crowdfunded project in the entire history of humanity after EOS, which is a cryptocurrency, by the way. By the time I am making this video, we are already well past the $600 million mark in terms of funds collected, and given the fact that Star Citizen is about to have its annual convention, CitizenCon, and then the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, which is Star Citizen's biggest sale of the year, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting closer to the $700 million mark sooner than later. What all of this means is that if given a vision, a competent development team, and a charismatic leader, people are willing to support a project that would otherwise be deemed impossible to make by the traditional actors of whatever project would be concerned, in our case, a video game. However, all of that is not enough, and without anything to show for over a certain period of time, people would start to lose faith, going as far as bailing out and calling the project a scam, a phenomenon we've seen happening throughout the now 11-year-long history of the Star Citizen project on a few occasions. There has been, however, one brilliant idea that has allowed the project to survive the multiple existential crises the project has had to endure, one idea that managed to keep the support of the backers while continuously attracting new ones, and that idea has been the combination of open development and the maintenance of an illusion of full transparency, a formula that has proven most effective and that will, without a doubt, become a benchmark or a case study for anyone or any company willing to try to reproduce this financial success Clan Imperial Games has had with Star Citizen. The next element that I believe will cement Star Citizen's legacy is the studio's ability to create new technologies that other games can't reproduce. Those who are playing Starfield will know what I'm talking about, more on that later. Among the achievements of Star Citizen, what could mention the ability to seamlessly traverse the entire game universe without a single loading screen, the ability objects have to persist in their state indefinitely, which is incredibly difficult to do in a massively multiplayer online game, the possibilities to seamlessly traverse a planet's atmosphere, including gas giants, something no other game has ever managed to do, and an overall level of details that might seem ridiculous at first, but that in the end significantly reinforces the feeling of immersion and believability players have when playing the game. And the pinnacle of that technological effort will be the introduction of server meshing, which we should hear more about this coming October, a technology that will allow the game to seamlessly transfer data between servers, allowing players to not only interact in real time with players placed in other servers, but also seamlessly transfer from a server where you would be in a game location to another server where you would be in another game location. That is how the studio will make its final vision of the game possible, and that is how a game of the scale of Star Citizen will finally come to life, something that has to date never been achieved in any other game. So then you may ask about what would happen if Cloud Imperial Games were to cease any activity. Would all of these efforts have been done for nothing? Well, this is precisely where I think that Cloud Imperial Games' work will have a lasting impact in the future, because I don't see why the studio wouldn't profit from all of the advancements they made possible. Surely, other studios would be interested in a seamless universe with full persistence and the ability to let thousands of players interact with one another, right? It turns out that the reason I am making this assumption is because over the course of its lifespan, Star Citizen has managed to achieve something truly remarkable. Somehow, it changed the expectations players now have for their games. And this is something that we can see at this very moment, as Starfield has recently been released and a lot of players are being disappointed due to the game lacking features that had been taken granted. For example, seamless transitions, a full physicalization of transportation, the possibility to go anywhere we want. In short, the possibility to enjoy a limitless experience, something that Star Citizen has been offering for years at this point and that other studios are just incapable of achieving. And mark my words, the drama we are seeing around Starfield, as it is being deemed technologically outdated by a fair share of the community, is nothing compared to the noise we will hear when Star Wars Outlaws will be released, as the upcoming Ubisoft title will be plagued by the same shortcomings Bethesda game is being roasted for, but with less features and less functionalities. And quite frankly, if Starfield is getting the feedback it does because of its technological obsolescence, then there won't be any other game these people will ever appreciate, because no studio will ever take the risks of developing the technologies that Cloud Imperial Games have developed over the past decade, unless they take the same business approach as Cloud Imperial Games as far as fundraising is concerned, or they directly buy the tech from Cloud Imperial Games, which is why if there's ever going to be a so-called Star Citizen killer, it's not really going to be an actual killer, but more either a spiritual successor if created using the same methods, or an offshoot based on the original, say for example a Star Wars version, for example if it gets made with purchased tech. Either way, Star Citizen would live through these games, which would then contribute to perpetuating its legacy. Last but not least, and to me this is the most likely scenario, it's entirely possible that Star Citizen goes on to live for decades to come, following the model of EVE Online, which has found ways over the past decades to not only renew itself content-wise and technologically-wise, but has also found ways to renew its player base. And given how much content and gameplay features are still to come for Star Citizen, 100 systems, anyone? Alien races, capital ship battles, and let's not forget about all of these missing professions we've been promised for ages, such as passenger transport, data runoff, farming, actual exploration, then the list goes on and on. There's still so much that's been promised that still needs to be done, and I have no doubt that the developers at Cloud Imperial Games are going to be busy for the next decades to come to eventually finalize everything that's been pitched to us back in the early 2010s. But here comes the giveaway question, guys. In order to get a chance to win a Drake Vulture Best in Show Edition, how long do you think it will take Cloud Imperial Games to finish off all of the promised features? I would love to read your estimations in the comment section down below. So there you have it. Why I believe that at this point Star Citizen is just eternal. It's just never going to die, either because of its legacy or because it will always end up offering something new that will keep players excited. With that comes the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know with the like button down below. And if you think I deserve it, why not subscribe for more gaming content? A big shout out to my YouTube and Patreon members. Without them, I wouldn't be able to make all of these videos, including Dr. Robin, Zeo Crusher, and Deplorable Infidel. I've been Erad. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. A premium video like this one takes a lot of time and effort to record and edit, and I am aware that you'd like to see more of these as much as I'd like to produce more as well. This is why I rely on YouTube and Patreon members as well as Twitch subscribers to keep the lights on and help me become one day a full-time content creator. The closer you help me achieve this goal, the more I can do for you. Together, we've already accomplished so much, and I cannot thank you enough for your support. You are making all of this possible.